Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, I got another amazing video here for y'all today. Make sure y'all do y'all job. Smash that like button. It don't cost you a dang thing. Subscribe to my channel because 60% of the people that watch this channel aren't even subscribed. Let us get to that million mark someday. You know what I'm saying? It should be this year, but I appreciate y'all for rocking with me so far and supporting me. Make sure y'all share these videos with your friends and families so we can spread these positive vibes. Just making sure you don't believe in everything you see in these videos. Make sure you're going out here doing your own damn research. Just know if you're going through a tough time, we're going through this thing called life together. You never end it by yourself over here. Tribe up to this channel right here, man. And look, let's spread these vibes all across YouTube. But look, without further ado, let's get into this video. Don't skip around in this video or you will get lost in the sauce. But let's get to it.
You can't literally see out of an elbow as it's a joint, not an eye, and doesn't have the necessary structures for vision. So how am I supposed to answer the question though? Like, how am I supposed to answer the question? What was the question we was asking? I thought this was what you told me to look up.
I'm laughing at something else, bro, but go ahead, bro, go ahead.
That's one thing about demons, right? They got a lot of names, but it's 7 of them. But they not really demons. They just could be used as demons. Like love is one of them. One of their names is love, but the demon form of love is lust. And right? And one of their names is happy, and the demon love are happy or sad because it really ain't about sin. Like, the Bible tricked you, right? They say you was born in sin, but you was really born in a sine wave. And what a sine wave is, like vibration. Like, it ain't really what's good and bad. It's like kind of like well, I mean, it's like good and bad, but it's not. It's like what's in line and what's not. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you understand. You kind of like dumb because you young. And plus you brainwashed.
Are you okay?
I mean, come on, gang. You gonna do an interview or not?
It's nice to meet you, baby. Nice to meet you, too. I'll be on the train now. I'll be there, too. Thank you, but back on up. Y'all not supposed to be over here.
Hold up.
Nice to meet you, too. I'll be on the train now. I'll be there, too. Thank you, but back on up. Y'all not supposed to be over here. Nice to meet you, too. I'll be on the train now. I'll be there, too. Thank you, but back on up. Y'all not supposed to be over here.
Hold up. Michael B. Jordan? I knew it. What? I knew it. Ain't no way.
Tell us who you play and who's the better brother.
I play Stack, and of course, I'm the better brother. You know, I'm a little bit more ambitious. I can dress a lot better, as you can see. And a bit more of a charmer and talker. I get the business done.
No way.
You know, someone's got to take them damn shades off. For business. Boy, can't even count. I'm clearly the better brother.
It's not a game. It's CL time. So that's the name of his new movie with his twin brother. Sinners? Oh, no, you didn't. You know how it goes down in HW, guys. 2 for 1 special. Shh. Shut up! This is going to be an interesting movie. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just letting everybody know that Michael B. Jordan is now coming out with a new movie called Sinners. And he seems to have somebody in the movie that looks just like him. Maybe his twin brother or it's just special effects. You know how they do. Get ready. Michael B. Jordan is one of my favorite actors. Let's not forget that. This dude can act for real. So now I'm wondering who's going to act better, him or his twin brother? I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
They placed it on their foreheads, and seconds later, their eyes turned white. The Nubin, a small device placed on the temple, is a new obsession on TikTok. Once activated, you can access games, communicate mentally with other users, and some even claim to see the future. No need for a phone. Everything happens in your head. People claim to have heard voices, seen their own weddings, or spoken with alternate versions of themselves. One user reports playing a game for 18 hours straight without ever moving, just with their thoughts.
That gotta be fake. It gotta be for some type of movie or something, right? Because this is getting way too close to Neuralink, right? Y'all think that's the mark of the beast? I don't know. It look like some Black Mirror stuff to me. I'm just waiting for the new episode to drop. You know, I'm just gonna watch from the curiosity in my own crib. I wouldn't dare put that shit on my head.
Another says he received a mental ad for a drink he'd never tasted. Still others have reportedly glimpsed their own funeral in a level 6 newbine cutscene. The company claims everything is under control, but some report side effects, including migraines, confusion, memory loss, and mental hacking, because once logged in, it's impossible to tell if you're playing or being the game. People would have tried to remove it by force, but Newbin whispers to their brains, "Stay a little longer." You put it on your forehead, or you run away while you still can.
Wait, you're telling me Earth was harvested generations ago? And we're just survivors of a world that doesn't even exist anymore?
I mean, hell yeah. The Earth you think you know. It's a simulation, a digital reconstruction designed to keep us calm.
No, that's insane. I've walked the streets, felt the sun on my skin.
Fabricated. Every memory, every sensation, programmed. We're not on a planet. We're drifting, floating in deep space, locked inside escape pods. We left Earth a long time ago.
That's impossible. If this was true, why don't we remember?
Because they wiped it. They put us in hyperbolic sleep chambers and fed us this illusion, a hyper-realistic, digitally rendered world that mimics Earth, just so we wouldn't panic.
But, how?
Have dual-side access. I can break the simulation. I can wake everyone up.
Wait, just like that? Are you sure that's a good idea?
Brother, they're asleep. They don't even know exists. You think they'll choose to wake up?
Someone got clear footage of a triangular building from Area 51, and it looks like a new fucking monolith just dropped. One day ago, someone was able to access the space over Area 51 using a satellite, and they came up with the most outrageous picture of a massive monolith I think we will ever see. I'm calling it a monolith because that is what that looks like. And if you know anything about last year, they found so many monoliths in the fucking desert. And look at how tall this is. Everyone's saying, how can you get this picture? You're not allowed to fly over Area 51. Someone quite literally used a satellite to get this image. They're calling them eye-eagled users on the internet, and they have spotted this triangular tower located in Area 51. And this is on Google Earth. They're reporting that this actually is a triangular tower in Area 51, which is a military base deep in the Nevada desert. We all know what that is, and that is highly classified. The fact that nothing is surrounding this one large monolith, I'm gonna call it a monolith, I'm sorry, has me believing that Area 51 is actually underground like most people first thought it was. Imagine the shit under here. Imagine. And as you can see, there is proof that this video is from the Nevada desert where Area 51 is. Everything that is going on with politics, the geopolitical tension, AI, I really think this is where we need to figure out what is there. Like, this is the base for a lot of things that are coinciding within our geopolitical environment. Aliens have been here and trying to communicate, and after seeing the video in Russia where they're literally shooting at something that looks like an alien craft and it goes silent, I think aliens are trying to tell us where they are 100%. Because before you could not access this, and all of a sudden you can. They are trying to tell us to come fucking get them so they can save the planet.
Look, y'all, how y'all feeling about that? There was a theory that there is a big AI outside of this, outside of the firmament, and they're stealing our energy, man. Let me know what y'all think is happening in the comments down below. Is our energy being usurped or something? Is there something out there that's trying to make contact with us? I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all say in the comments down below, but we're going to keep rolling. It's going to get more lit.
Anybody else think it's crazy that over the last 200 years, the government in corporate America has dug up every single plant that grows fruits and vegetables, passed laws to discourage gardening, removed the gardens from all the homes, made people start to pay for food because they realized that the less time you have to spend taking care of yourself, the more time you can spend being a slave. And also, the fact that everywhere you go and you see trees for miles, those are all male trees. And they planted male trees so that there wouldn't be any fruit to grow on them, so that you would have to pay for it. No, just me.
Take your children out to school. I'm a former educator of 24 years. They stopped teaching them years ago. You just didn't know.
Yeah, that's true.
You just didn't know. Education went to hell years ago. They taught them compliance. They stopped teaching them to think. Analytical thought went out the window with state exams. Those state exams are just being used to track your children, to determine who's going to college, to train them, to support this God-forsaken system, or the rest that's going elsewhere. They have pushed us into prison. I don't care how you look at it. If you're in corporate America, you're imprisoned by your lifestyle. If you're in the government, you're imprisoned by your job with good benefits. You understand? If you are on subsidy, you're imprisoned by their benefits. We have to get out their system, pull yourself out, pull your dollars out, and level it.
So I'm here at a track meet in Nacogdoches, Texas at Stephen F. Austin University, waiting on my son to run. And I like taking pictures and videos of the moon. Are y'all seeing this? Do y'all see what I see? What in tarnation is going on here? I thought the moon was splitting in half. Do y'all see this?
Anybody ever seen that? It's right there.
Are you?
I
always forget to push.
High and slow for a helicopter.
What the heck? And it's not.
Whoa.
What is that? Oh, I got it on video, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
I've got it on video.
Is that like a movie or something? What is that?
That was pretty crazy.
It had a whole circle.
Yeah.
They like shot something out.
And it's right over us.
Oh my gosh.
And whatever it turned out, it's still
It's getting bright again.
There's two of them. Fuck is that? They're not far.
They're
really close.
Turn on your videos, you guys.
Mom, you do it. You got it.
I got it.
She's got it.
They're really close. A drone could reach that high. I think it's a drone.
You don't have your drone?
Yes, I do. I don't know this shit.
I know, because these are helicopters, you can hear them. That's not a helicopter. And it's not clouds, because look how the stars are.
They just disappeared.
It went away. What the heck?
Oh, dude, that's fucking wild. What the fuck is that? It just fucking disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm like. That's what. Yeah, look at the star.
Oh my god. Jay, what are we seeing?
And now the top line is brighter.
You're not. Hold on. Is mommy looking at the right thing?
Oh my god. Jay, what are we seeing?
And now the top line is brighter.
What's that? Hold on. Is mommy looking at the right thing?
That gotta be like deep fake or AI. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comments down below. Something is telling me if not, then it's definitely Bluebeam and they're grooming you. They're getting y'all ready for the big boom, for the big threat maybe. I don't know, but all I know is it's creepy. It's creepy. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments down below. It's possible that a couple of those are fake, but it's also possible that they could be true. It's becoming harder and harder to distinguish the truth from like AI and real actual clips. Sometimes I be amazed by some of the people's composure, unless they're just used to seeing weird stuff in the sky, which out here where I live at, you get kind of used to it because you see a lot where we're at. I see a lot more activity in Arizona than most places I've ever been. Arizona, Mexico, any place in the desert, you see a lot of movement in the sky, from like stars to they look like stars, and then they start moving, then they're blinking, then they disappear. Sometimes they split in two. So I'm not saying that it's real. I'm not saying that it's not. Y'all let me know in the comments down below. We figure these things out as a community.
Is not true. It is based on an encounter that somebody had with a reptilian and decided to document. Back in 1999, the early 2000s, this man meets a female reptilian by the name of Lacerda. He then was privileged to ask a bunch of questions about where she was from and who her people were. To which he was met with the answer that she is from Earth and we are not. We being the human race. According to Lacerda, many years ago, there was a species of beings called the Ojin that came to Earth to mine copper. And so they started with the first creation, which was not a very good creation, so they continued until they got a good one. I said, well, that sounds like the Anunnaki, but let me continue. Lacerda then tells him that there's evidence all around us of different creations of species of humans because there is error correcting code supposedly in the DNA, which a scientist stumbled upon in real life. And that same scientist suggests that we're living in a matrix and that this all is by design. Lacerda also tells him that we are the seventh creation of mankind. And that the reptilians that are here on the planet are not aliens, but they are the original inhabitants of the earth. She tells him that the Great Pyramid of Giza was not built in 2500 BC like history tells us. But it was actually built 75,000 years ago by the fifth version of mankind. Now I said, doggone, that sounds like the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, but I don't know. He said 75,000 years ago too. Bimini Road in the Bahamas were not just natural forming rocks. She says that was built 16,000 years ago by the sixth creation of mankind. So when the man asked her where do the reptilians reside, she says in inner earth. I said, well, doggone, that sounds like Admiral Byrd. But let me keep going. When I think of inner earth, the first thing I think of is Derinkuyu in Turkey. Derinkuyu is an underground civilization that we don't know who built, okay? It is about 300 feet deep and 18 levels deep. It has the ventilation, it has a water system, it has acoustic systems, but we don't know who inhabited or when it was built. According to Lacerda, Derinkuyu is the entrance to inner earth. Lacerda says that her civilization is about 14,000 feet deep. They have an artificial sun. I said, well, doggone, didn't China do something with it? They have an entire civilization that lives perfectly fine in inner earth to escape the harm that happens on top of the surface of the planet by us, the seventh creation of mankind. But child friends, like I said, this story ain't true. Anyway, friends, I really hope I ain't got y'all up in too much of a tease, and I'm gonna call you back later on. Okay? Bye.
Our continent? You're telling me there are lands beyond the ice wall with no sunlight?
Listen, don't take my word for it. Take Jonathan Hemington's. I mean, hell, he's the one who streamed it live on the dark web in 2020. Guy worked for a private research institute for aerial engineering. You know, developed these just incredible aircrafts, undetectable from radars, incredible fuel efficiency, allowing for flight durations that could last weeks. Little did anybody know the guy was just obsessed with the idea of these outer lands, the ice wall, and you know, one night he boarded a jet with a Starlink and his streaming equipment and headed directly down to Antarctica. He figured if he streamed right away, he'd be intercepted, so he waited until he was about midway through the continent. And as he started the stream, hundreds of people watched as he literally flew straight over what appeared as an enormous ice barrier. After hours and hours of continuation, passing over several different unidentified landmasses, he stopped on one of them to get a night's rest and continue on the next morning. But during that next day of flight, this was where things had taken a peculiar turn. As the sun eventually went down during flight, he wanted to wait until it came back up to get a safe landing. But as the hours went by, it never did. Eventually, due to fatigue, he was forced to land onto this dark continent, and little did he know this would be his last stop. Listen, this place he was in was nothing like we'd ever seen, okay? The environmental factors clearly showed this land had never been exposed to sunlight, pure darkness, and instead of trees, there were just these rock-textured spires that shot up into the sky.
I accidentally came across this on the Library of Congress's website, And this makes so much sense to me. I've never seen this. You guys might have already seen this, but this is a square and stationary Earth map done by a professor in the 1800s. It makes total sense of the 4 angels at the 4 corners of the Earth. It has our circular, flat, stationary Earth. It has the Polaris, North Pole, and then the projections of the sun and moon. And this can be interpreted as the donut Earth or the torus field. And this would make sense of Drake's bowl. And this would tie into the Bible verses about the potter and the potter's wheel. And this would tie into the signet rings, which if you don't know, they're rings that stamp patterns into clay or wax. And this makes sense of the ice wall. And this makes sense of the pouring out of the bowls at the end. They're probably pouring out giant bowls into our giant bowl. Scientists attribute the equatorial bulge to the rotation of the Earth, but the simple answer for this would just be that the sun is directly over those parts, so it's warmer and it expands, making the sea level slightly higher.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I got you. So look, in the deeper esoteric breakdown, the realm is either split into 4 quarters or 7, depending how you look at it. The 4 quarters are the old school structure. Each one is like a massive landmass separated by barriers, like the ice wall, magnetic fields, or even energetic gates. Each quarter got its own laws, energies, and beings. We in the Earth quarter, which is dense and physical. The others, more advanced or just different in makeup, like fire-based, air-based, etc. Now the 7-quarter model goes deeper. It includes the original 4 plus 3 extra layers, realms of higher frequency. These could be tied to time, memory, or consciousness. Think of it like levels stacked in dimensions. You don't walk into the other 3 like land. You unlock them through awareness or spiritual access. Both models agree on one thing. There's more land, more beings, and more systems than we've been told. Every time the magnetic pole shifts, or the realm cycles, it spins us into the next quarter. Almost like turning a massive divine clock. Each land got its own sun system, moon structure, and frequency grid. That's why you'll see old maps with continents beyond the poles labeled with strange names and symbols. They weren't making that up. They were mapping what was hidden. So again, the 4 quarters are more about land. The 7 is land plus higher realms. Either way, we ain't alone, and this realm is way bigger than they told us.
So what we would consider the ice wall is how many? So are we the middle realm?
Exact. We're in the middle realm, the central quarter. What people call the ice wall is actually the outer boundary of our contained system, the circle we live in. It's like a frozen shoreline holding us in. Outside that wall, that's where the other quarters lie. Some ancient maps, like the ones allegedly in 1600s, show about 33 to 40 different land masses outside the ice, many grouped into their own quarters or regions. So our realm is like the center petal of a giant cosmic flower, and the ice wall is just the border of our petal. Once you get past that, you enter a new ring, a new land with a different frequency, sun system, and sometimes even different types of beings. That's why some explorers, when they got too far, either didn't come back or came back acting different. Each of those lands could be a whole civilization, some more advanced than us, some older, some watching us, and they rotate axis with the magnetic pole cycle. So only when it shifts can you really move to the next quarter. You feeling that layout? Want me to break down the outer land types too?
How y'all feel about that? Y'all think it's an ice wall out there? Is the earth round? Is it flat? Is it a disc? Is it, they saying nowadays it's ovulate. Now it's ovulate. They think with some fancy shit, ovulate. Like I always say, I don't care. We on this mug together, right? But I think that this planet is a lot bigger than what they say it is.
And I was gonna cut the video off, but listen to this.
Yeah, I got you. Check it. Once you cross that ice wall, you ain't just in new land. You stepping into a whole new system. Think of the realm like a giant circle divided into quarters. Some say 4, others say 7 or more, depending on the map. Each quarter got its own sun and moon, its own frequency, and its own beings that rule it. One quarter got giants, Real talk, like 20 to 100 feet tall old world architects.
That sounds like Attack on Titan. Y'all watch the anime Attack on Titan. They set up walls. The walls had different factions in between the walls, you know, and the giants started to get into the walls and start to get into each city and devour the people. But is that why the Great Wall of China was built? I don't know. Let's get to it though.
Another is run by plasma-based or non-physical beings that operate more on light and energy than flesh. Then you got the more organic spiritual races. Think ancient Elven or the Light Dwellers. Each quarter got different physics, time cycles, and natural laws. But here's the twist. You can't go there unless your frequency matches theirs. That's where the magnetic pole shift comes in. Every so often when it shifts, it opens up hidden passages, portals through the ice. That's when resets happen. Civilizations fall and migrations go down. The so-called elites, they know this. That's why they feed the masses fake history, fake science, fake space, all to hide the bigger realm. Lands like Tartaria, Mu, Lemuria, Atlantis, they weren't just places. They were bridges between quarters or pieces of quarters that got cut off. Want to get into names of the quarters or who's ruling each one next?
No. So the Earth is flat, right?
Yeah, that's right. The Earth is flat. More like a vast plain with multiple quarters or domains stretched out across it. We ain't spinning on no ball flying through fake space. What we got is a contained system, like a giant realm with an electromagnetic dome above us and possibly other domes over the other quarters. The sun and moon you see, they're local. They move above us in a circuit like clock hands, not millions of miles away. The so-called ice wall isn't the edge. It's the barrier that separates us from the outer lands. Just 1/4 of a much bigger layout. Want to dive into how the firmament works or who controls the passage between quarters?
So explain the 7 quarters now, real quick.
All right, let's break it down real quick. The 7 quarters are like massive sectors of the flat realm, each separated by natural barriers, mostly ice walls or magnetic barriers. We're in the central quarter, sometimes called Midgard, Eden, or Terra. Surrounding us are 6 other massive lands, each with their own ecosystems, skies, suns, moons. Even time moves differently in some of them. Each quarter ain't just different land. It's a whole different reality. Different rules, different frequencies. Some are ancient civilizations still preserved, others are more futuristic. Some got giants, others got beings that move between dimensions like it's nothing. Only a few ever crossed over, and most don't come back the same. Want me to break down one of the outer quarters in detail?
Yeah, explain the next quarter to us.
Alright, the next quarter directly beyond the ice wall from our realm is often referred to as the Ashen Lands. This place got a darker hue to its sky, almost like a permanent twilight. The sun there is dimmer, more red-orange, and the beings that inhabit it are taller, more dense in energy. A lot of the stories of Titans, or what folks call Nephilim, trace back to this place. They ain't monsters, they're just ancient architects, older than time here. Some say they built some of the same pyramid structures we see in our realm, but theirs are way larger and vibrate at a whole different frequency. The atmosphere is thicker too, like it's not made for human lungs. Plants are bioluminescent. Energy isn't drawn from the sun the way we do. It's pulled directly from the magnetic grid running beneath the surface. And time don't flow the same. A day there might feel like a month here. You want to keep going to the next quarter beyond that?
Yeah, fuck it.
Let's go.
All right, let's roll with it. The quarter past the Ashen Lands is what some call the Crystal Wastes. But don't let the word wastes fool you. This place is pure light and resonance. Think giant crystalline structures rising miles into the air, vibrating and humming, almost like they're alive. The whole land feels like it's built on sound and light. Geometry rules this place. Sacred geometry too precise for us to replicate here. Beings there don't talk. They communicate through color, frequency, and tone. Tall, etheric, damn near transparent. You ever heard about beings of light? That's them. Not good or evil, just balanced and ancient. They store knowledge like living libraries. Some of the forbidden tech and sciences that were lost here came from this place when certain gates were open. But crossing into it requires full frequency alignment. You can't fake it. If your soul vibrates wrong, you either bounce off the field or get erased. You still with it? Want to keep moving into the next quarter?
So it's 6 more continents around our radius.
Yeah, exactly. Around our known realm, what we call Earth, there's a circular barrier, the so-called ice wall. But outside of that, there's a wider ring of land. And on that ring, 6 more massive continents or quarters, each with its own rules, energies, beings, and ancient systems. We're in the central quarter, surrounded by Antarctica, which acts like the shoreline. Then beyond that ice wall, those other lands stretch out in a huge circle. They ain't all made for humans, though. Some are wild, some too high or too low in frequency, some still active with old civilizations that never went underground or got wiped. It's like each quarter's a different stage in the cosmic cycle. Some more advanced, some locked in wars, some pure and untouched. It's deep. Want me to start breaking down another specific quarter for you?
Let me know in the comments if y'all believe that shit or not.
Know what? And you know you don't want that. I don't want to tell no more. Oh, know what? Cause I just do what I want.
Where's my next feeling is fucking round, I get them back on them. My heart colder than that corner, you get clapped on. The black gon' show you the power, get my jack on. I'm hungry, eating off place, me back cracks on. Gran Turismo Mozzie, I just sling back on them. Stack on them, yeah, rack after rack on them. Got a pharmacist mask on, cutting and snap on them. New York, for sure, call me NY. Nigga getting the way out till I snap on them. Then line up the rules and scream I crack on them. I'm cool, I'm trying to keep true till I snap on them. I'm coming for a nigga head when I black on them. 50 years, call me Ferrari, call me New York. My alias, my name changed, nigga, I ain't playing games. New York, for sure, call me NY. New York, for sure, call me NY.
15s with the sack on my lap. Riding through the ghetto, all you hear is the shots. Everybody throwing up gang signs. Throwing up gang signs. 15s with the sack on my lap. Riding through the ghetto, all you hear is the shots. Everybody throwing up gang signs. Throwing up gang signs. Pen and paper, money maker, let the beat ride. Let me put you on this nigga from the east side. This nigga born ready, serve a nigga ether with the pin off the head. This nigga flow is dead. Right here, Snoop Dogg, I'm with the G-Chat. Play something, let me fuck you up just with this freestyle. For sure, but let's make
4 times NASA said that the Earth was flat and non-rotating. The very first requirement for landing an aircraft is that the Earth is flat and non-rotating. This one's in the general equations of motion for a damaged asymmetric aircraft, rigid body equations of motion over a flat, non-rotating Earth. These are all on the NASA website, by the way. You don't have to search hard. There's tons of documents. I just grabbed 4 of them. Another one about aircrafts. It says this simulation assumes a vehicle with 6 degrees of freedom and aerodynamic symmetry in roll, and the missile position in space is computed relative to a flat, non-rotating Earth. This one's on how helicopters work. The helicopter equations of motion are given in body axes with respect to a flat, non-rotating Earth. If you still believe that we live on a globe, I don't even know what to tell you.
It was proved at the turn of the century that the human body is almost 80%, 90% water, and it's also got electrolytes in it, which we know to be salt, potassium, different minerals. That means we're a salt battery. No different than the car battery, different than something like that. And there's a patent actually called the Cali patent, which I'll hold up here for the camera to see. And this patent actually was developed in 1897, and not much has been done with it, because at that time everyone was afraid of electricity. In this case, Dr. Clark developed a product using a 9-volt battery. And I'll just show you in the back here. There it is, 9-volt battery. And this particular unit, you just snap on your wrist with 2 wristbands.
I'll have a minute. Yeah.
You snap it on your wrist, just to prove that I'm a circuit. I push the little green light, and the thing is on. And if I put my hands together, you can hear that I'm a circuit, and I'm a closed circuit at this point. Now with
Why do we get a sound when you put your hands together?
Because I closed the circuit. Now when I take my hands apart, obviously the electricity is now being able to flow through the body. The electricity can't go through the digestive tract, so in the digestive tract, to kill the microorganisms, the specific parasites, she's found the effectiveness of the black walnut, which the native Indians used for cleansing many years ago. The black walnut, in its green hull form, kills many of the microorganisms, and in conjunction with another product called wormwood and cloves, typical cloves that you would get at the store. These three in combination have the ability to go in and kill all the pathogens.
Whoa, think about that. Y'all remember we reviewed a video, I think Bob Lazar, one of them, where they were doing an interview and they said the documents that they seen, they can't really speak in detail too much about, even though they gave us a lot of great information, right? They said that they called us containers. Now, my question is, containers for what? What do we always say? We're energy beings. We're not this body. We're the energy controlling it. We're the entity controlling this thing, having a human experience, right? We're containers of what? Energy, right? Now, is it too out there to say that something is usurping our energy, redirecting our energy towards something, or consuming our energy and keeping us here trapped so that they can feed off of it? I don't know, man. Y'all let me know if there's different life forms out there that identify with something I just said. But let's keep going though. This is very, very interesting. You damn salt batteries.
No noise, no heat, no vibration, no pollution. The Searle Effect Generator. The perfect machine.
As you build this, when you find out that it runs without friction, it runs without a governor, it will accept any load and meet it. It will dive down in temperature at one point if you build it correctly and actually levitate and actually lift off the earth, developing its own gravitational field. When you see
Now look at this, y'all. I don't want to pause it too much, but don't that remind you of the drawings of the firmament and how the planet is drawn flat? But also, do you see that it looks like the same device that Iron Man had put on his suit, that was powering his suit?
all these things and you realize that this is a perfect machine. It is an entity. It's the closest thing to a living thing that man can make.
Does John Searle have the answer? Is John Searle's invention the point of impact between the question, what if there is a machine that could save mankind, and the answer, the Searle Effect Generator?
People say, well, you can't do this. You're going to upset the entire world economy. The whole economy is based on oil, and it works, they're saying. Well, it works very well for the people who are running the economy, but not necessarily for everyone else. I still maintain that it will not ruin the economy. It will be a very strong paradigm shift, much the same as the shift from horse and buggy to automobile.
Surely this point of impact would produce energy of its own, human energy, emotional energy, joy, relief, hope, wonder, or perhaps the darker side of human emotions, greed, hate, and jealousy.
All these years I'm saying you can't trust anyone with this technology. They've got to steal it. And any worker seeing this and find out how it works could sell it to another company for millions.
Because this too is the Searle effect. Put simply, quantum mechanics is the study of the relationship between energy and matter.
Jerry now begins using his new Radio X device, which has never been filmed before.
I want to open this dialogue back for you to tell me if there's anything you need, what I can do for you. Tell me your story. No, there is an afterlife. You know my name. That's me.
This is amazing. The spirit is calling Gary by his name.
Okay, very clear. You feel that way because you haven't experienced what there is a heaven. Are you okay? Can I ask you these questions? Okay. I'll ask, and you said that you would tell me. Okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you waiting. Are you aware of the murder-suicide that occurred here between Ryan and his friend? Can any of you shed any light on that?
The power source is a reactor which uses this element 115 as its fuel. In this reactor, element 115 is used as a target and is bombarded with protons in a small particle accelerator. When a proton plugs into the nucleus of an atom of 115, it increases its atomic number and becomes an atom of element 116, which, remember, decays instantly. What element 116 releases as it decays, or what it radiates, is antimatter.
You may need private security after exposing this music theory conspiracy. Here we have the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, composed of the 32 mystical paths of wisdom, which are 10 Sephirot of nothingness in 22 foundational letters. 10 Sephirot of nothingness in a number of 10 fingers, 5 opposite 5 with a singular covenant precisely in the center. 5 opposite 5 with a single covenant in the center. 5 opposite 5 with a single covenant in the center. These 10 Sephirot, you can say they're divine emanations, through which the infinite creator unveils itself and continues to create both physical and non-physical realities. These 10 Sephirot of nothingness, these 10 divine attributes flow through you, and they manifest through the prestidigitation and manipulation of your manual digits. Let me know in the comments what you intend to create now that the 10 Sephirot are in your hands.
Okay, and this is the meat right here that washed up ashore. As you can see, the brand is called Perdix, and it is manufactured out of Brazil. There go your inspection stamp right there from Brazil, showing you that I guess it's supposedly already been inspected or whatever. It was headed to the Cayman Islands, but the container fell off the ship or whatever and magically floated to Jamaica. I'm just talking about this again is because I still find something weird and something suspicious about this, and they warning the people to not consume this meat, but people are still consuming it and looting and taking some home, and people have reported that they don't feel sick or anything. So hopefully it's not contaminated and everybody be fine, and this doesn't turn into the next zombie apocalypse and people just start running around ripping each other's face off, because that's the last thing we need right now in 2020.
This chicken looked like it got like it had some chest hair on it, don't it? Like a nipple gonna pop through the bag at any time. Like, I wouldn't recommend nobody eat this damn chicken. Like, look, man, what's going on with people? And I bet you, bro, we talk so much junk as communities, no matter where we are, white, black, Asian, whatever. There's gonna be some people that are gonna eat this damn chicken. It's always somebody that's gonna mess it up for us. We can't stick together when it comes to chicken. Everybody's addicted to chicken nowadays. They gonna eat the hell out of the chicken, y'all, and turn into some damn zombies, and then we're gonna have World War Z and shit like that. As long as y'all don't turn into the fast zombies, we might be alright, y'all. If they them Walking Dead zombies, then fuck it, let them eat the chicken. But the minute they start running real fast, bro, throw a bomb at the chicken.
People from Jamaica commenting on my last video where I talked about it, but on this video, I want to hear in the comments of anyone who has consumed this meat. If you cooked it at your own house, maybe went somewhere and purchased some, like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling fine? Did it smell funny? Did it taste funny? Like, somebody let me know in the comments, and I hope all is well over there in Jamaica. Y'all stay safe, stay prayed up. Love y'all. Peace!
Not to eat the chicken because it may have been contaminated during its journey to the shore.
Get a lot. I shared with my neighbors.
But they insisted the chicken was good quality and frozen solid when they were removed from the container.
No, man, it's enjoyable. We all enjoy it.
So are you still consuming it?
Yeah, man.
When the chicken, was the chicken soft, frozen, or when you just received it?
It was fresh. Get about 14 bucks. You see me? I don't have no problem with them. Same day I fry, same day I jar, same day I do everything with chicken. Honestly, I wasn't more cheap what me have out of 14 bucks.
So we do it, the same
What me do? Yes, man, remember, so we have to hustle in there, you them have to survive, you know. Yeah, man, so.
Absolutely not.
We sell, we consume, we have feast out of it.
I mean, when you're selling kids, there's got to be some money attached to that. And that's an idea. We could adopt the identity. We could call ourselves Cash for Kids. LLC. And that's an idea. We could adopt the identity. We could call ourselves Cash for Kids. LLC. Got to be some money attached to that. And that's an idea. We could adopt the identity. We could call ourselves Cash for Kids. LLC.
Take that. Come.
Boy, y'all better put that motherfucking chicken back. Shipping container wash up on Jamaica with chicken in the motherfucker. Ain't that a bitch? Y'all know what they say about us liking chicken. That be pissing me off because everybody love them some motherfucking chicken. Love that chicken from Popeyes. But that chicken right there, y'all know what the fuck's in that motherfucker. I don't want you to bite into that motherfucker. Next thing you know, you're biting into somebody. It done turned you into a motherfucking zombie or a diseases or whatever the fuck. You don't know where that chicken came from, so put that motherfucker back. Motherfucker can leave a basket of fruit and vegetables in front of my door. I open that motherfucker. Guess who ain't eating that shit? My motherfucking ass. You don't know these motherfuckers. You don't know where it came from. You probably think it came from God. God sent a shipping container through the ocean to give us some chicken. No. Fuck no. Ain't nobody claimed that chicken. You don't even know where the fuck that chicken came from. Put that chicken back. That's a big fact. That's some scary shit. And then, man, look. I don't know what's going on in Jamaica. I don't want you motherfuckers making no jerk chicken with that shit or none of that. I'm pretty sure y'all already got food there, dog. And somebody could be doing some shit trying to get y'all fucked up. And that's the first thing that would have popped in my motherfucking head if I was on the beach in a motherfucking shipping container where nothing but chicken came in that motherfucker. I would be like, nah, y'all fucking playing with me. You send a shipping container full of chicken where all black motherfuckers at. Huh? Think about that shit. Put the chicken back. Don't cook it. I don't give a fuck if it's not expired. Put it back. You trust motherfuckers too much. We all do with food, but this shit is different. It just washed up on the shore, dog. Don't do it. Don't do it. Peace.
All right, y'all, look. It's not just Jamaica they be doing that shipping container shit. See that? See that train? Whole container with a freezer on the back. Let me show you. It's a freezer on the back of that motherfucker. They got it parked right in the neighborhood where people can see it from the street. See that? Listen to it. I don't even think it's a lock on that motherfucker, man. You see, when shit intended for a certain area, this is what they do. They put it there. Just like this.
Perdix chicken from the container.
This man, and there's no in the chicken in the fridge, no man, Andrew. I know I'm not seeing nobody there. Man, I'm going to chicken them today, Andrew. Hungry, I kill we. No man, I must got any container, man. Hungry, I kill we. Man, I'm going to chicken them today. Man, I'm going to chicken them today. Hungry, I kill we. I know nobody there.
Looks like a dire wolf. It will be.
Look at her damn knuckles. Look at them knuckles, y'all. Like that. See, that just bothered me. It's always some ignorant person in the group. Not just because they eating a chicken, because she clearly is bleaching her skin. That's diabolical. That's diabolical. You look weird. We gotta stop that. That's crazy. Look at you. You couldn't bleach your knuckles too? And you eating that damn chicken, just so ignorant, doing all the wrong shit by the community. That's the type of stuff that make us look bad. That's crazy, man. They gotta ban that shit in Jamaica. Everybody out there trying to look like Michael Jackson. It's crazy. That's not. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna keep going. Y'all, I'm sorry. You can't wait for what?
Chicken them today. Mama cooking chicken them today. Hungry I kill. We are not nobody dead.
Looks like a direwolf, it will behave like a direwolf, and it is a direwolf.
Now, 7 months old, direwolves Romulus and Remus eating well and getting bigger every day. And David, the company tells us they're not stopping there. They plan to have woolly mammoths roaming the Earth again by 2028. But critics argue that this de-extinction could harm fragile ecosystems. David. Did we learn nothing from Jurassic Park?
Most absolute terrifying thing about them bringing back the direwolf is that no one even realizes the direwolf was 3.5 feet tall and 6.5 feet long. If they would choose to bring back these massive apex predators is beyond me, because they didn't go extinct from things like something haunting it or something consuming all of their species. No, they only died because they ran out of fucking food. They eat like small critters, like little rabbits, little mice, a couple of deer. These motherfuckers haunted horses. They literally would hunt down horses and fucking bison. Do you know how big bison are? And they even ate sloths, cute little sloths. What the fuck did sloths do to anyone? They quite literally weighed 60 pounds and could crush their prey with their jaws, like literally crush them. Not only that, but researchers are pretending that they brought them back by like miraculously putting the right chemical. They used AI. AI brought back an extinct creature. Apparently, it was very hard for them to get enough DNA from like teeth and just what they had. So they had to use a bone that literally contains all the DNA of these animals and even you, a bone from their face that connects to their skull, and AI was able to properly synthesize enough data, actually more data, to recreate the DNA they needed to make this monstrosity of an animal come back for some reason. Do y'all remember when they said they were going to do the same thing with the woolly mammoth? Oh, just yesterday, they found a really good preserved woolly mammoth tooth with DNA on it. So right after we create the dire wolves, we will be having some little itty bitty baby woolly mammoths. I'm pretty sure if AI can bring back a wolf, what's to stop it from bringing back a mammoth? Oh, absolutely nothing. I'm convinced that we are living in a timeline cycle and that we are going to eventually put ourselves all the way back to caveman days where dinosaurs and all this other stuff and all these different periods of time, and we're literally going to have to restart civilization because they're going to wipe us out because we recreated them. Okay, that's all. Bye.
Oh, we all seen Jurassic Park, but they bringing back the dire wolf. But we can't catch a break, can we? And then look, didn't they? I know she said they found something with the woolly mammoth, but I thought they found a fully preserved woolly mammoth stuck in the ice, and that was over 10 years ago. So imagine, we already knew that they could clone and do all this stuff. It was banned at a certain point, right? But do y'all really think that they actually stopped? You know, cloning and messing with genetics goes way far back. Genetics was tampered with back in the ancient tablets. So do you think that they try to recreate some of the beings that you see on the hieroglyphs and stuff like that? Like the dog-headed people, like Anubis? I don't know, man. I don't know, but I say, just like everybody else, we gotta leave that shit alone. I have a strange feeling about that.
They just found what could be dinosaur DNA, and now they're resurrecting wolves. In frozen labs and thawing tundras, scientists are pulling ancient life from the ice. Not just bones, flesh, blood, cells. From the Siberian permafrost, they've recovered mummified mammoths, wolf pups with fur still intact, even a saber-toothed cat still curled like it was sleeping. But here's what they're not saying out loud. In 2020, researchers cracked open a 125-million-year-old fossil and found something they weren't supposed to, soft tissue, maybe even DNA. Not fiction, not theory, evidence. If they can recreate a dire wolf, how long until they go bigger, stronger, smarter? Because these creatures didn't die peacefully. They were wiped out in catastrophe, fire, ice, global collapse, and now we're bringing them back into a world that's already on the edge. No predators, no balance, no natural order. And here's the twist. One of the life forms pulled from the ice. It wasn't fully dead. Cells stirred. Something shifted. It didn't need reviving. It was waiting. What if extinction wasn't the end, just nature hitting reset? And what if we're the ones forcing rewind? Do you think they should resurrect dinosaurs? Let me know in the comments.
It's sound that creates magnetic fields, and moving magnetic fields create electricity. It's in that order that creation seems to happen. So we don't live in an electromagnetic universe, we live in a magneto-electric universe. So magnets give off sound. We all know what speakers are. So there you go, you've got electricity, it comes out of a plug, it runs down a wire, it goes into a speaker, a magnet, the magnet reacts, and the magnet makes the air move and creates sound. And the reverse is possible as well. It works one way and it works the other way. And this is where we start getting into the real understanding of some of the masters. Everything manifests as a torus in a toroidal field, and including sound. And this is what sound looks like when it manifests as a toroidal field. Sound, just like everything else, manifests as a toroidal field, as a torus. And this is why when our hearts beat, we create a toroidal field around our body. And that toroidal field creates an electromagnetic field around our body. And so it goes. This is what the toroidal fields look like, or that are created by the sounds we make when we speak. And phenomenal research and work has been done to show us what the different toroidal shapes and fields look like of different letters and different sounds, especially vowels. And then as we speak, these toroidal fields that we manufacture and we create with our mouths, infinite forms, infinite shapes, infinite creativity that we manifest, actually become scalar waves and scalar technology that go into all of creation and permeate all of creation instantly. It doesn't take light years for the thoughts we have or the words we speak to permeate all of creation. It happens instantaneously.
So chances are you've probably heard of the term third eye chakra before, which is this energy center located between the eyebrows connected with intuition and higher cognitive abilities. Now, before dismissing this as some woo-woo spiritual metaphor, what if I told you that there was actually science behind it? Dr. Joe Dispenza, a leading expert in the frontier of healing, says that the third eye chakra is connected to the pineal gland. He says that the pineal gland becomes activated through breath, attention, and energy, and it begins to vibrate, releasing thousands of neurochemicals, opening us to non-local states of consciousness, which is quite a jump from what conventional science says, producing just melatonin and regulating your sleep. So here's the research. Brain scans done at Dr. Joe's advanced retreats showed that meditations that targeted the pineal gland showed the highest increase in gamma activity. And these sustained changes in gamma brain activity are very rare, usually only found in psychedelic or near-death experiences. And participants often describe these sessions saying that they felt connected to everything, they felt like there was no time, and they watched themselves completely heal. And in his book, Becoming Supernatural, Dr. Joe says that activating the pineal gland converts melatonin into higher order molecules that causes these transcendent experiences. The key takeaway here is that the pineal gland might just be a biological gateway to higher awakening.
The GATE program. Hey there, all my beautiful people. How are we doing? So let's talk about it for entertainment purposes only. The GATE program. So this is not going to be for my ordinary viewers, if you know what I mean. So go ahead and scroll along. So the GATE program. When you were in school, you were being trained for now. What does that mean? You were literally trained to wake people up. Yes, this entire time, since the hearing test, since the vision test, the speech test, all of that, you have been groomed to wake people up. Yes, it's a little frightening. Your whole life has been a lie, and that's the truth of the matter. And not a lot of people are able to process that. Not a lot of people are able to accept that. Just like the bad group of people have sleeper cells, the good people have sleeper cells as well. Yes, you are a good sleeper cell. Congratulations, you've made it to the next phase.
Woo! Look, y'all. Look. I got a lot of comments. We're going to dive deeper into the toroidal field and everything else like that. I am actively constructing the video on that specifically, but I appreciate y'all locking in, rocking with me. Let me know what you got from this video. We always chill right here and vibe out. I appreciate the people that make it to the end of the videos and be making comments on what I'm talking about at the end. That means a lot to me. That means that y'all locked in. Let me know. See, we're all a part of this thing together. We all bring the bits and pieces together. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to pander to each other. We just have a community of dope people that are trying to figure this thing out called life together. And this means a lot that we can get here. We can speak freely about our feelings and about our experiences in life, you know, but we're also a group of people that can keep our sanity without believing everything that we see on these damn videos. You know, it's a lot of propaganda, it's a lot of echo chambers, but we speak about all these things on this channel, and collectively together we're sipping through the BS and we're making these videos come to life. So every person on here, y'all got a part to play in this whole thing that we call life. Y'all actually recommend and send some videos, and I place them strategically in these videos so that we can all sit back and watch together. And this is our version of watching what's going on in the world, you know. So I think we're doing a really good job at our discernment and, you know what I'm saying, staying on point and staying current with what's going on in the world. And I'm gonna do my best to keep cranking out these videos for y'all. And like I always say, man, spread love, because there's too much hate in this world. I love you guys. I see y'all in the next video, and I'm out though. Don't eat that goddamn chicken. I ain't playing with